Welcome, my little couch potatoes, to the comfiest courtroom on the internet. I'm your host, Llama, and it's time for dramatic testimony, overruled objections, and absolutely unqualified opinions. So grab your snuggiest blanket, some delicious snacks, and get ready to watch court with your internet besties. This is Couch Court with Llama.
I don't know about that. I think. Oh, are we live? Is this an outtake? I don't know. I'm just kidding. Hello, good morning, couch potatoes. Today you learned. Guess what I have? I have a green screen. That's where all my backgrounds were, and I was like, "Oh, this is perfect." Well, good morning, everybody. Happy to see you all here today. I have been sitting on this stuff for 2 days. So I apologize for getting it out a little bit later than I intended, but life happens. So today is full of fun things. All right. But first, let's say hi to everybody. Hi, Henrietta. The thumbnail's getting me. You can thank the amazing thumbnail maker, Buffy. I don't know how she does her magic, but she nails it every time, and I love her for it. Speaking of, she decided that instead of live streaming, I don't know why she just doesn't tell me she doesn't want to do it. She decided to summon some tropical storm that she's in the middle of or whatever. No, I'm just kidding. She is in the middle of a tropical storm, but she is safe. She is okay. They do have their generator on. Hopefully the canals stay low so the flooding's not too bad. But make sure you send all of your vibes her way, good ones preferably, and maybe that'll make the storm pass and it not be too much of a problem for the people of Louisiana. But let's keep Louisiana in our thoughts and hearts today because that place floods very easily, as we know. If you're in that area, don't go driving in the water, okay? Don't go do it. It's never safe. It can be very dangerous. And then rescue people have to risk their lives to go save you if you get stuck somewhere, okay? So try to stay home if you can. Make sure the water, do the best you can. I mean, really, that's all you can do in situations like that. But we will be thinking of all of you down there in the South today. Oh, yeah, I was going back to say hi to everybody. I'm sorry. I wanted to make sure I get that out. Hello, Lady in Gray. Happy to see you. Text packet. Yes, thank you for being here this morning. Hopefully, I think this will be great. Hello, Winks and Wilt. Happy to see you. Bruce, ahoy, good sir. I need to go back and finish watching you and Big Tiff Dog last night. I only got to watch the first hour. Interesting stuff. You guys are so smart. So smart. There's just Jen. Hello, Jen. Good morning. Again, a huge thank you to Jen for putting us into contact with the lovely Miss Susan Woods, who is all abuzz on the internet since the fundraiser, huh? I love that for her. I really, really do. Hello, Dana. Good morning to you. No thanks, MK. Hello. Ville-Marie, great funders. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, I think I'm still riding the high from it. What a magical time it was. I love it. My voice, it's getting there. I think it'll finally be better by tomorrow. So hello, Becca. Good morning. Carmen, good morning to you. Setchis, good morning. Hope you're doing well today. Shanta, hello. Oh my gosh, everybody's here today. Hi, Toadette. Hi, Sheebs. Hi. I almost called you Sheets, like the gas station. Hello and good morning to you, Sheebs. Hope you're doing well today. Okay, so it's not going to be a very long show today because, again, tomorrow we'll get back to Owens versus Clayton Eckerd, and that's going to involve a whole lot of reading. So I'm not trying to do like a whole lot today. Plus, I think Omar's going to be on Bacon Street, or she's going to be on Omar. I don't know what's happening, but I know Omar is going to appear during the daytime, which I love that. So I know that's going on later. I don't know what time later, but it's happening. So anyway, you can call me whatever you want. Oh, look who it is. It's Jack Fox. Good morning. Oh, you know what? I'm actually going to send you an email later because I want to make sure to hear everything you have to say about what we're going to talk about today. And maybe we can work something out where we can talk about it again together because I very much enjoyed my time with you. And when we got this in, everybody was like, well, everybody that was working with us on the fundraiser was like, oh my God, what is Jack going to say? Did they fix that shoe? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. All right. So we're going to go ahead. And so I got 2 outtakes. I got the one that we played from the fundraiser. We're going to go ahead and play that again just to refresh all of our memories on the ridiculousness of that. And then I have a whole nother one. That's right. The lovely Susan. Again, talk about an amazing guest she was. Hopefully we'll have her on very soon again, but scheduling, things like that. She is a few hours behind me, but the next one's like 7 minutes. And guess what? I haven't watched it. That's right. I've been saving it to watch with you guys. So we're all going to watch it together for the first time. And then the lovely ladies over that run All the Best Research Padlet, the lovely Just Jen and Hey Bells and team, because there's a whole team of them, they uploaded Laura's original TedX script and the final version, which is the transcript of the video. So I think we're going to read-ish both of those today. And then that's probably all we're going to do today. And then maybe Jack Fox and I can do something together. It's peer pressure, Jack. Peer pressure. No, I'm just kidding. Talk about a time difference with him. I mean, he's all the way over in the UK. If not, he can still analyze it anyway. All right. So popping up in everybody's emails. Just kidding. Excuse me. All right. Let's watch the one from the fundraiser first. How about that? Let's see. Is this the one? Well, that's not the right one I like. Nope, it's not that one. Sorry. I know how to do things sometimes. We'll go with this one first. How about that? All right. So this is the one I think where I click on my screen here. This should have subtitles. Hopefully it's loud enough for everybody. If it's not, I don't know what to do about that because this one's the one that's saved in my computer. It should be fine. It was fine for the fundraiser, so it'll be fine for you guys now. Okay. All right. So this is fundraiser one. This is not new unless you didn't watch the fundraiser. And then we will watch the very long one right after this one. So let's do it.
Let me say that one more time. So sorry.
Everybody, don't forget to fluff your hair.
I feel like the words were better. That's why I had a TED coach who, yeah. Sorry, I just feel like I have to.
It's shocking, I'll cry.
Really, it's quite a story. It's just weird because the part.
Actually, Jack, not to put any pressure on you or anything, but if you are in the chat and you want to come on now, you can. I'll send you a link. Just say so. You're welcome here anytime. If not, but I understand to just be like, oh, just pop up and get ready to be on the stream. I can't do that. But if you want to, just let me know and I'll send you one. All right. Anyway, back to the story.
Parts that are so meaningful after saying them so many times, you have to remember why they're so meaningful, right?
How come your eyes water? Is that natural or do you do it on purpose?
I definitely don't do it on purpose.
Okay.
No. I can stick up myself.
You were an
I can sit. No, I wish. No, then I would really be in the wrong field. I could be making money. No. No, once you kind of get yourself back into once you remember that he's responsible for epilepsy, then it kind of changes.
I would think you would have post-traumatic stress initially.
Oh, gosh, yes. Oh, no, I had to be treated for all that stuff. Yeah.
Would it work, though?
I didn't, can I say that part one more time? Sorry. Yeah, I just didn't love it.
I just didn't love it.
I've said it so many times. I can have more emotion with it. Yeah, I'm kind of racing, aren't I?
I got chills feeling it.
Really?
You know, those are the good parts.
The good parts. Can I start from the top of the document?
Yeah, let me.
No, I wanted to start from the top.
Just the top, guys.
The document.
Because she's nailed it.
Yeah.
The very beginning? Okay, hold on a minute.
That's why I thought you needed the extra card.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just think I didn't do it, quite right.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Like you saw that note, weren't you panicked?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I've had the note with me all the time because it's on my phone.
Now it's on your phone.
Because of my phone. He had no idea. He had no clue.
Smart,
Yeah. He wasn't very smart.
No?
No, he never thought that.
He wouldn't think you.
No, I think he thought it was just there. Yeah. that person's gonna have a fun time editing, huh? That'll be a long night.
It'll be a long night. It's from the top, guys, from the top. All right, so if you watch the fundraiser on Sunday, which, by the way, if you didn't, you can go back and watch it. Everything is broken down in the description of who was on when, and you can just like click to that part if you want to. I understand not everybody has 12 hours for all of that. But Susan said it took Laura 4 days to film this TEDx. 4 days. And I think that's pretty wild for a whole, however long it is, which is not very long. I very much thought the whole, are those real tears? Are you doing that on purpose? And she's like, oh no, I would never. It was, yeah, like, yeah, they're real. Of course they are. I don't believe that for 1 second. So, don't worry, Echoes. No, that was the one from the fundraiser there. I also, it's very interesting to me regarding this one specifically, the lack of emotion here. I know, sure, it's been a couple years since the incident. Incident in quotations because it wasn't an incident. Sorry about that. But I think this just shows a little bit more about how the story isn't real, or at least not her version of the truth. How about that? Because, you know, if you've ever been through something traumatic, I mean, yeah, there are times where I can talk about things with a straight face. I do with you guys all the time. But that's only because I know people are watching me like live and stuff. You know, here it's just her in a room with a camera and Susan. And I think with a story like this, you would still be that emotional, especially if it's just so scary and traumatic and you are in fear of your life 8 to 9 years later. Does this sound anything like that? No, it doesn't. And I don't appreciate how she's like, oh, and Mike, he's dumb. Is he though? Because you're the dumb one with 14 felonies. So that's just my judgment of you there. So that is the one. How much did it cost her to film this for 4 days? That's a good question. I didn't ask, just because I didn't know if that was like appropriate to ask or not. I don't know. But if and when I have Susan on again, I will run that question by her and see if she doesn't mind saying. But I don't know. Have we heard from the TEDx coach? Justice for them. So somebody looked after the fundraiser that a TEDx coach costs $2,500. All right. Did she really have one? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it was probably just something she said to make her seem like more important and more serious. Like, well, yes, I have a TEDx coach. Because also if you did, then why did you have to rewrite your script like 4 times and do it in 4 days? Yeah, that'll get your money back is all I'm saying. So, all right. So let's do it filmed in front of a live studio audience. Let me tell you what, when I showed this to Elbow Feet, he was devastated. He was devastated. He was like, don't they do this in front of like an audience and everything? I feel like I've been duped. And I was like, no, this is like a different branch of it. These are not deemed worthy enough for an audience, I guess. No, I don't know if that's part's true, but sure, why not? She couldn't remember how much she paid, though. She couldn't remember much of anything, which is wild to me. Yeah, they said the TEDx costs around like $2,500 or something like that. So, let's see here. RJ says, I'm still trying to, hold on, let me take this one down because it's cutting off your thing. I'm still trying to figure out, 1, who witnessed Laura's supposed seizure? 2, has she had more than one supposed seizure? And 3, does she have an official diagnosis of epilepsy? Or is it self-diagnosed? Girl, or sir, whatever. I don't think we're ever going to get those answers because I have those same questions too. Okay, so let's see. She wore the same dress for 4 days in a row. I know, that's why my hair looks like shit today. Kind of on purpose. Because I swear, I think she washes and does her hair 1 time in the whole 4 days. It makes sense to me, but it's fine. If you just do this, it's fine. It's always good for your hair when you're filming something. I just don't understand how it takes that many days. That's crazy. That is crazy to me. This TedX coach is the same as an acting coach. Could be. Let's see. Okay. Llama on 2 times catch up is something. I hear a lot of people watch me sped up and I'm like, oh my God, that's so funny. I don't want to do that. Okay. Oh, that's an excellent observation. Or says, interesting watching her subtle personality changes, such as when she has to go from the top again. Yeah, it's all very like boop, 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 boop. And I don't know. It doesn't feel very organic to me. Does it to you? I mean, listen, when you are filming something, it, in a way, it is kind of like this. Yes, of course. You're filming stuff. You're going to have to do a bunch of different takes, all of that. But I feel like this isn't quite, I don't know. It gives me a very weird feeling. Hi, Jen, the Couch Fairy. So happy you've joined us today. All right. So let's watch the next one. Are you guys ready for this? Again, like I said, I have not watched this, so we're going to watch it together. Again, this is all courtesy of the lovely Miss Susan Woods. I don't know if she's going to be in chat today. She is a few hours behind. So I don't blame her if she's not. It is hard to watch and not organic. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, right? I don't know. I mean, yes, I know. These are kind of clips put together, but still, the whole vibe is what? They amuse me. They amuse me too. All right, let's do this next one, guys. Are you ready? Let me find the video so I can press play. Oh, where is it? Here we go. All right.
The events of that day led to. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. We're almost done. Okay.
Can you guys hear it okay? Hold on. Can you guys hear it okay? I might need to turn up the volume. No, it's all the way up. Are we good on sound, friends? Okay. We'll go with it. All right, let's see more. I'm not going to stop it and talk over it, probably, by the way, guys. We'll watch it all the way through. If we want to watch it again, then I'll pause and talk over, but I'm not going to this first time around, okay?
Yeah, maybe I'll grab mine. I remember thinking that the day of the flight was one of the loneliest. Oh, goodness, I'm so sorry. It went off. There it is. Thank you. Is that a better take or?
Yeah, that was really good.
Okay.
I wonder if she goes from the top every
okay,
time.
we have a lot to work through, look at.
Maybe you'll end up being the stranger that they never knew they needed. Thank you. Let me say thank you again because my eyes were weird.
How'd you know your eyes were weird?
Should I say the stranger part? Yeah. Maybe you'll end up being the stranger they never knew they needed. Nah, I don't like that. Maybe you'll end up being the stranger they never knew they needed. Thank you. Okay. Are we good? Oh,
Thank
thank
you,
God.
Shannon,
Thank
for
you
becoming
so
a
much.
member.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. Should I smile or not now that I...
Oh, you just memorized the first part, right? The part you were just saying earlier, you memorized that.
No.
But you weren't reading it though.
I was.
What you first said?
Yeah.
Is it here?
What I first said is lower down.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just lower down.
Oh,
It's
okay. Oh, I
I'm just
see.
going to do that all day.
Okay, all right. Well, we're rolling, so.
fine.
Okay, perfect. I'll walk in here. Yeah, that was just, it's just like a page or two down.
So should I go down now?
No. If you want to go up, yeah.
Okay.
Because since I changed it, it's just,
Okay.
yeah.
Spit all on my
I know what
face.
Well, enough.
And you're happy.
Start again. Sorry. I don't know how to walk in, so maybe I just don't. Maybe I just don't.
It seemed weird when I was editing.
Yeah, it seems weird.
It seems weird.
December 30th, 2016. After months of planning a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Iceland, it's finally here. It's finally time to get on flight 162, San Francisco to Reykjavik. A tall man boards behind you and offers to carry... damn. I want to do it all the way through. I need to do it all the way
The
through.
enthusiasm's a lot for a story like that, but okay.
December 30th. It's, again,
You know what, if you do it a little slower. when
Fluff
you
your
want
hair.
to,
yeah, then I can know the words. Yeah.
I do some voiceover and it's like, don't try and do it too fast.
Then you mix up the words. Okay. December 30th, 2016. After months of planning a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Iceland, it's finally here. It's finally time to get on flight 162, San Francisco to Reykjavik. There was a part of me that was curious to see the note again, if for no other reason than that I hadn't. Oh, let me read that part again. I knew that unless I told my story, I wouldn't be able to write a brave new ending for myself. And that night, I told my story. I'll say that again. Whoops. They never knew they needed. Thank you very much.
And why don't you
okay.
say the last 3 lines and just stay centered on the
Stay.
shot, just log both options.
Yeah. Okay.
But maybe just.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. But maybe, just maybe, you'll help that person see the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe you'll end up being the stranger they never knew they needed. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay.
That was
Okay.
good. You did it
It's
all
long.
through like only
This
3
would be my
times.
face.
Right. Okay. Do you think I should do it again, or what do you think? You think it's good? Yeah. Okay. And is it going? Oh, perfect. Okay. Let me say that again because I said noise twice. That wasn't it. Sorry. Oh, that didn't help you, did it?
Or you want to start over?
No, why not?
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, because that was too soon into. Could you scroll up a little bit?
Oh,
Sorry about that.
yeah.
Okay. I think that was what we meant to do, and I just didn't do it. Maybe I'll say it from the
See
top.
out there, right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can start.
Oh, yeah, so just eliminate that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just, do the graph that goes right after underground.
Yes.
So just do the what would you do part again.
Okay, yeah.
And then after underground, say, I know it's graphic visual, but it's the truth.
And oh, okay.
That
yeah.
line just
Well, wait, doesn't that, it's a graphic visual, but it's true.
about being 6 feet underground.
Maybe I should say that right after underground. I think that might be smarter.
What is it?
To put, let's see, so it's a graphic visual, but it's the truth. I think it should go right under 6 feet underground.
Right, that's what I was saying.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. That makes sense.
Okay. Does it though?
What would you do if you knew that in passing her that note, the woman sitting in the row behind you would be giving a TedX talk today instead of being 6 feet underground? Wait, is it being? No.
Yeah, it should be.
It should be being? Yeah, okay. Being instead of, I don't know if it is being. She would
Giving a TEDx
be
talk
given, instead of being,
would be giving a talk being.
instead of being 6 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Well, apparently that's the end of that. Hold on, let me do that. Okay. Well, that was something. Huh. Okay. So some thoughts. Ooh, yikes. Listen, I've had to record stuff before, and yes, you do a lot of takes, and you do want to change your voice and stuff when you're telling a story, except what I'm recording isn't my own story. at all. So it's kind of weird to me, the lack of her ability for her own story to turn on and off the feelings and the sentiment. Now, if she got a TedX coach, sure, they tell her to be like, yes, be more emotional for storytelling and how you, because there is a method to telling stories. However, considering the topic of said story, oh man, girl, this was not great. This is not great. I wonder if this would come into play in the trial. Like if she took the stand, just saying that she has practice, telling stories and her emotions like that. Probably not, but maybe. I don't know. You guys are so funny. What is the deal with all the hair flipping? I don't know, but it's something. It feels very fake to me. I mean, granted, we know the story ourselves, right? At this time, Susan, if I remember right from the fundraiser, and I'm going to try not to put words in her mouth, and hopefully she'll come on again so we can talk about it some more. But from the fundraiser, I remember, some people had some questions for her. She did feel like things were kind of weird during the time. She didn't think it was all fake, but she did think some things kind of struck her as like, well, that's a little odd. Like, that's not quite usually how it goes. I don't remember what she said specifically, so I don't want to put words in her mouth there. But it took her 4 days to tell this story or to record the story, which is crazy to me. I mean, I understand that the director or whomever may have been like, yeah, you're going to do a whole bunch of takes, right? Because sometimes they want different angles, the editors and stuff. I mean, we do this stuff all the time here on our channel. So I get that. But like for the people that have edited my videos, like if something makes me very upset, that isn't even about me, just the story makes me upset, I do have to take a break afterwards just because you're reading these words. And for me anyway, they're very impactful. It's happened numerous times. It's happened live with you guys where I'm like, oh shit, like I need a minute. And it's not even my story. If it was my story, which you guys have seen me tell my own stories before, there's some emotion behind it. And the fact that she just has like literally none the whole time is just a little crazy, or needs a breather or something. Especially when you're putting all of this extra performative into the emotions, like you're there. I think it's very interesting. Can people do that? Sure. I'm not one of those people. Has she reached out about this yet? No. What is she going to do about it? Okay. Yes, there is also, for the Halloween costume and the script. So I think that's a great idea for Halloween this year. I was talking last night about being an emergency skeleton, so we should just go as a big group. Yeah, it's even for a real storyteller, it's hard to be both emotional and so scripted. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially, for her. We've read what she's written before. I wouldn't call her a good storyteller. Well, actually, we've seen all of her stories in court, and they determined she was not a good storyteller either. Gave her 14 felony counts. So that's true. Amber Heard did emote on the stand as well. Hi, Flux. Happy to see you here, babe. She is a fake person, so it checks. Yeah, it's just, what all can we do to get this fucking TEDx taken down? Because I'm over it. I'm over seeing it. It's like the thing that she holds on to so bad to give her some sense of identity. And I don't know if it's because the courts haven't deemed it, the story not true, or what. I know a bunch of people on X were trying to get a hold of, and reminder, Susan Wood has zippy zap to do with TedX, okay? Just remember that. She has nothing to do with any of that. She is just a studio. They do all sorts of people's things. So don't bother Susan, okay? Don't bother Susan. Hi, Helville. It was great meeting you on Saturday, too. I loved hanging out with you afterwards, too. It's a lot of fun. Hi, loud little ducky. Hope you're doing great. Virtual jurors, so happy to see you here as well. Yeah, it's Dawn says it's just her fake abuse happening before a fake relationship that caused a fake miscarriage, and it's all a part of her big fake life. Yes, I agree. That's an excellent point, virtual juror. Excellent point, actually. So when you don't know the right emotions, you can't pretend the right emotions. And if there's one thing I've learned from Laura's storytelling in court, it is that she has not experienced a lot of things. Her stories is what she believes would happen, right? She either saw it in a show or a movie or the internet. But the reason why they're so easily to spot that they're not true is because she's never been through it. She's never had the experience to know what it's really like. I mean, she didn't even know. This is how I've said the whole time. I know she's never been pregnant because all you got to do is be pregnant one time, whether it goes to term or not. And guess what? The first 12 weeks is the same for everybody. Okay. Like it's pretty common all around. And so that's why I don't believe a lot of her stories, because she just, it seems like she doesn't have a lot of real life in-person interactions and experience to make things believe, because they get fantastical very quickly. Pick any one of her lies and they fall apart almost immediately. Timmy says, I can understand having an outline so nothing is missed, but a script is odd. I mean, it's not the fact that there was a script that bothers me. I get it, especially for something like what she's doing. But it's the fact of it sounds just like a story and not her experience. I write things all the time for our channel, and I can tell you a lot about it. Sometimes I feel like with her, because you have to make it up, that it doesn't like sink in with things sometimes. So, oh, look, there's Buffy. She's popping in while she has a connection. Everybody send her lots of love. Tell her to be safe. So hi, Rob. Hope you're doing well today. Happy to see you. Yes, never bother Susan. She's great. Okay, she's great. She gave us such an amazing gift, and she's fantastic. She stole the whole fundraiser, and I love that for her. Because one of the first things she says on there, she was like, I don't know why everybody thinks I'm interesting or something like that. And I was like, tell us more. We all think you're the most interesting person on the internet right now, Susan. Which is true. Hi, Alien Perspective. RJ says, great point. Laura lacks the experience to know how to lie properly about something. She also thinks she's too smart to learn from others. Yeah, and I think those are a big downfall, right? As they say, any good lie has a little bit of truth in it. But you also need a little bit of realism in it as well to be believable. I'll say this, the pathological liars I've met in my life, they're just like that. Their lies fall apart very quickly because it's like, but that's not how that works in real life, like ever. So I don't even know what you're saying right now. I've seen it quite a few times in my life and my experience. They're my least favorite kind of people because it's like, why? Who cares? But they call it pathological for a reason. Hi, Ellen P. So happy to see you here today. Hope you're doing well. Flux says she's trying to imitate real emotion based off of the reality TV she's seen. Exactly, which is also overly produced. People don't really know how reality TV works. It's very overly produced. They too do several takes of things. So, oh shit, that coffee's really hot. Sorry. Take this. There's a llama outtake today. See, guys, you're welcome. Take that off and let that cool down a little bit. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's get into the next thing, which is her original script. I'm going to dramatically read it. So that's what I'm going to do here. Let me share this tab instead. Organize all my things. You would think I'd done this before or something. Not quite. All right, that's too big. There we go. All right, so this I got from the lovely All the Best research team, Padlet, their Padlet, which has amazing information on it as well. Why is this one so small like that? There we go. We'll do that one. Oh, wait, is this what I normally do? No, we'll do that one. Your coffee's freaking hot too. Yeah. Oh, you drink iced coffee? Oh, I cannot do cold coffee. I can't do it. Maybe one day I'll grow up and I can do it. But for right now, I'm a little baby about it. All right. So this is her original script, which I think Jen said she used for like 3 days. And then she changed it into the final script, which would be, so there's the final script of like what she settled on. Now, how much she deviated from that for the video, I don't know. But we'll do the transcript of the video because I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm going to get TedX another view. I won't take it down. Hi, Minnie. It's a gloomy, rainy day in Georgia. Yeah, down south you guys are getting it. All right, so this is Laura's original script. All right. Hold on. Am I flipping my hair enough? TedX coach, what do you think? Is my hair big enough for this? I don't know. Just kidding. All right. So she says, December 30th. Hold on, let me get the hair out of my microphone. From the top. December 30th, 2016. Flight 162, nonstop, San Francisco to Iceland. Why did she start this? Another thing that bothered me about her outtake is how she was too excited at the beginning. And it was weird. I know y'all in chat said it was weird. I thought it was weird too. Like she was just like, December 30th, 2016. I was like, okay, I know we're trying probably to get like the dramatics of like, oh, everything's great. And then it turns bad, which I get. What happened? Oh, there it is. Okay, we're fine. But it seemed like, whoa, that's too much. Also, if you paid a TedX wouldn't they be there with you? I don't know. Toss the hair. I got it. Toss it. It's fine. Already better than Laura. It was weird. I wonder if mommy was the TedX coach. Did we ask? I don't know if we asked Susan during the fundraiser. I need to make a whole list of questions for Susan of whether or not Jan was there. Because don't you feel like Jan would be there? If she wasn't there, how do I feel about that? That'd be weird, right? I could see Jan being there like, that's my baby. She's an actress. She's going to get so famous. Because I do think that's what this kind of was about here. And she was hoping to get very famous from that. So that's right. Everybody be like Robin, hit the like button. That would be great. Lets people know that we're live and some weird shit's going on over here. Rob says, if you notice, that happens a lot, even on phone calls when dialed into the courts, upbeat at the beginning and then more dramatic later. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's good storytelling, but it's just like too much. Like, girl, calm down. It didn't even feel like authentic, excited. So did she get the TedX coach? I don't think she did. I just think she wanted to feel important. All right, let's get back to this. December 30th, 2016. Flight 162, nonstop, San Francisco to Iceland. Seat 21H. You've made it to the plane, and after months of planning, your once-in-a-lifetime trip to the land of fire and ice has begun. Did she take that line from George R. R. Martin? Somebody go tell George. Maybe that's why we don't have the winds of winter Laura stole it. It's a joke. I'm not calling Laura a thief. The land of fire and ice has begun. This flight should be a time to drift off to sleep and dream about seeing the northern lights, to wonder what it will feel like to soak in the blue lagoon, and to think about what to do for New Year's Eve dinner. Okay. Only you can't because of the noise in the background. No, it's not the roaring of the jet engines. It's the loud voice of a man sitting behind you and a woman incessantly sobbing. He's spewing insults at her, and the more she cries, the harsher they become, one after another after another. Oh my God. Ridiculous. As the hours pass, he becomes more frightening and more threatening. Whatever. I don't know why it's doing that. Sorry, guys. You could just put your noise canceling headphones on and block it out. You could. Why didn't you? You have every right to think of their conversation as an annoyance. Oh, never mind. I forgot. She's referring to the napkin lady in this, isn't she? She is, Llama. She is. You have every right to think of their conversation as an annoyance and flag down a stewardess to ask them to be quiet. Then again, the man is scary and the woman is a stranger. You feel sorry for her, but there's nothing you can do to help her. You have every right and every reason to do nothing. Oh. But then he leaves his seat to go to the bathroom. She continues to cry, and you quietly look over your shoulder and peek through the space between the seats. Just like that. She has a face now, a beautiful and smart face. She didn't put that in there, but I thought, why not? Why not? She's someone's daughter, someone's friend, and she's in danger. There's a napkin under your cocktail and a pin in your purse. If you're going to say something, this is your chance while he's not here. What would you do? Would you listen to your gut and write her a note from your heart, thinking that the best case scenario is it helps her, and the worst case scenario is that she tells you to mind your own business? Or would you let your mind get the best of you? Hold on, guys. I think I'm going to have to take this from the top. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, my goodness. Okay. That mindset that has become so conditioned to focus on our own problems, not on those of a stranger. What would you do if you knew that in passing her a heartfelt note, the woman sitting in the row behind you would be giving a TedX talk today instead of 6 feet under? I love how she keeps saying like, oh, I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to die. Yet, according to her, she was choked out 100 times and for some reason is fine except for the epilepsy or whatever. Like, I hate when she does that. Like real women, real people, actually just real humans go through this shit every fucking day. And it pisses me off so much. Ugh, this is the worst dark fantasy story ever written, right? I mean, George R.R. Martin would write something this fucked up. Yeah, I know that's a graphic visual, but it's the truth. That crying woman was me. I was the woman sitting in seat 22H behind Kathy. Is it her name Karen? Is it her name Karen? I think so. And I owe my life to her. And the note she bravely handed to me on the flight. Show note and read it. Oh, I don't have any paper here. Dear girlfriend, because people word things that way. I'm going to start saying that to everybody on Discord, no matter what. Hey, girlfriend. Nobody says that. I know the Lord had me overhear your conversation to let you know you are a very beautiful young woman that should have a man that makes you cry with wonderful laughter and not bullying. You are being abused and he will never love you like you deserve. I'm very concerned about you and I'm praying for you. Run from him. Get help and protection. He doesn't care what you think or say or do. He is a very sick man and will make you sick if you stay with him. Please take this to heart and get help fast. Is that the same one? Jack, I have so much to say about the note. I know, right? I can't wait to hear everything you have to say about this, Jack. Like everything. Is that identical to the note, or did she change that too? Who is the napkin lady? I don't know. I don't know. All right, where were we? Today, I want to confess something to you that not even my closest friends knew until now. And that's because the closest friend is my mom. Just kidding. On that flight, in the conversation that Kathy heard, is on my lip. Sorry. Oh, gross. On that flight, in the conversation that Kathy heard, my ex-boyfriend suggested that I consider killing myself. And I was so broken down that I was willing to listen to his reasons why. Girl, I read all of your fucking text messages. Okay. You literally throw that around every single chance you can get. I'm pretty sure it probably went like, oh, well, then if you're so serious about it, then I guess go ahead. Like, no, shut up. He told me how ugly and stupid and unbelievable I was, that no one would want to be with me if he didn't. And he had decided that he deserved someone more successful, someone better than me. He told me that if I was no longer on earth, he hoped I would look down on him and smile when he met his soulmate, that I would be happy in heaven on their wedding day. What? Nobody fucking says that, Laura. Are you serious? That's so stupid. Oh my God. Nobody says that. Mike would never. He would never say that. Oh, God. Oh, okay. So this is what I'm saying. She doesn't know these things because she's never experienced them. This was by no means the only emotional abuse I suffered, and it had gone on for months. Many abusers start with psychological abuse, then it turns physical. My relationship was no different. The first thing that he did once we landed in Iceland would ask me to pick a number. Not knowing why, he asked. I picked 40. Oh boy. Are we getting into her TPRO declaration? Ma'am, this is TedX. This is not Cinemax, okay? He said that's how many times he was going to slap me, according to you, in your declaration, on the butt. On your butt. Spankings on your butt. He did. And then he choked me. He left me at dinner to go take footage for his Instagram. He told me he didn't care what happened to me and left me alone in the street where I had no sense of direction, both literally and figuratively. Okay, all right. The fireworks went off at midnight and people around me celebrated in the snow. I could feel their excitement about the idea of a new year, new hopes, new dreams, new goals. And then there was me, looking worse than ever after crying for the better part of 24 hours. I slipped into an alley near the hotel. Why? Why would you go into an alley, first and foremost? That doesn't sound safe. during a fucking snowstorm, allegedly. I feel like somebody said it wasn't snowing during this time, but if, let's say there was a snowstorm, you are by yourself in a foreign land. Now, if I recall, I think a lot of Icelandic people speak English, but also a lot don't, I'm sure. And do you have a phone? Why are you just going into an alley? Like, I don't know. I would not be doing this just because a guy was like, just fine, go away. What? No. In a sleeveless dress, right? Like, what? Does she know? See, has she ever experienced snow before? Because quite frankly, I don't know. It makes me feel like she hasn't. I don't know. He left at dinner, left on the street, left everywhere. It was her heart, Janet. Heart. Oh my gosh. Okay. I decided to give myself an hour to figure out what to do next. You're saying you're going to be outside in a snowstorm for an hour to figure out what to do? Girl. And you said he's not smart. Okay. The last thing I wanted to do was die, but he had convinced me that there wasn't a place for me on Earth. Okay. Up until Kathy slipped me that note, it hadn't crossed my mind that I was being abused. Right. There was a part of me that was curious to see the note again. I wonder if, and this is not a question I ever want Mike to answer if he doesn't want to, but I wonder if he had told her that she was abusive. Because in my opinion, she was. Reading those the text messages, all of that, that's psychological abuse. And I wonder if he ever was like, no, Laura, you're the abusive one. Here's the reasons X, Y, and Z. And then she was like, oh, well, you know what? I'm going to come up with something that's going to make him the abusive one and make him look so much fucking worse. Just wonder, because that can sometimes happen too. What can we do to get the TedX talk removed? I would love to know, Liz. I know they have tried to contact everyone. It was something about a school. I don't really understand it all of like who. There has been massive efforts trying to get this done. So I think on X, one of the accounts had things to do to try to get it taken down. But I know that the local news in Arizona did a piece on it a few weeks ago, calling to get it taken down. So I guess just, try to be on people of doing the right thing. Something about a school was behind this. I don't know. Yeah, she's the one who's always threatening to end her life if he doesn't keep dating her. Exactly. Like, that's why we know all your bullshit, Laura. Shut up. All right, where was I? There was a part of me that was curious to see the note again, if for no other reason than that I had nothing better to do alone on the street, because for some reason I didn't go inside when it's New Year's Eve and places are open. I just stood on the cold street during a snowstorm, so okay. With frigid fingers, I opened my backpack and read it. Maybe Kathy was supposed to overhear our conversations. How much you bet? Okay, so she said that Mike left her at dinner. How much you want to bet that napkin was probably from that place? She fucking wrote it with her own pen. I don't know. I do not believe this napkin lady story. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I can see somebody passing a note like, girl, like, it's okay. But then her like email address, why wouldn't you, if you thought she was in such fear for her life, why wouldn't you tell one of the stewardess? Like, why? I don't understand. There's other stuff that could have been done by napkin lady, if that was the case. So planes don't, people, that's what gets me about this whole plane incident, right? Is I don't know what kind of avenues on the internet you watch, but do you ever watch the people getting kicked off fucking planes for being ridiculous and gross and hysterical? I do. I can't imagine this going on in her version. and literally nobody telling them to shut the fuck up or they're kicking them off the plane or doing something. Like, planes don't fuck around anymore. So I don't understand how it could be that. Jen says this story surrounding the note was completely different in the final script. Well, you don't say. Right? Sleeveless dress and a backpack. The whole story's debunked. Stupid. Oh, Becca says, I think Megan had handwriting analysis done and it's not her handwriting. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I mean, you know. What month was this? In Iceland? This would be New Year's Eve. So December 31st. Yeah. Yeah. Ain't no way. I'm not going in a sleeveless dress, even here in Ohio, on December 31st and be outside for an hour, let alone in Iceland. Are you crazy? Ugh. It was written on two sides of the napkin? Oh. I don't know why I didn't know that. Maybe I did. I don't know. She wore a backpack to dinner. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it was like a full-size backpack. I'm not a traveler, but I know, like, you know, they take like mini backpacks, like when you're traveling, like overseas and stuff. I don't know. All right, back to this. All right. Maybe Kathy was supposed to overhear our conversations. Maybe there was something to it. I stumbled back to the hotel with the tiniest glimpse of hope. I don't credit it to myself or any self-esteem that I had. That was long gone. But a stranger had taken the time to share her observations with me, and I owed it to her to think about them. After New Year's Eve, the violence got worse, not better, and he attempted to suffocate me. I remember it like it was yesterday. Exactly where I was when I felt almost all of my spirit, of my soul, of my fight dissipate. The feeling of his hand on top of a pillow on top of my face. Pressing all of his weight, more than twice mine, into me in an effort to silence me. I hope I would wake up and felt that if I did, I was supposed to keep living, to start fighting. And sure enough, my eyes opened. Again, what? I slowly regained emotional strength and finally was able to see my situation with him for what it was: abuse. When I found the courage to call a domestic violence helpline. What? I don't remember that being anywhere, but okay. Okay. I was greeted by another stranger on the phone who owed me nothing, but helped me regain my faith in humanity simply by telling me that she believed my story and that I was going to be okay. The DV organization helped me obtain legal help so that I could get a restraining order against my ex-boyfriend, which I still have today. Okay. But, you know, what's interesting is that this was how long after the Iceland story? A whole fucking year later. She makes it sound like it was like right back to back. And it's like, no, right? This was December 31st, 2016. Or wait, no, a whole year goes by. Because then they go to Dubai after this as well. Ugh. Yeah, right? It's so weird. Oh, Jack, I can't wait to hear everything you have to say about this. Can't wait. Anxious about it. Yeah, this pisses me off so much. All right. Which I still have today. And guess who wrote one of my witness statements? Kathy, also known as Karen. She left her email address and phone number for me at the bottom of the note she wrote me. She was stunned I contacted her and shocked that I had taken her words to heart. She said she felt like a higher power compelled her to do it. I agreed. I look back now and wonder what life would have looked like for my family and friends if he had succeeded in taking mine. Nothing would have been better for them, as he had convinced me they would be. No, he did no such thing. Did no such thing. My sister's wedding would have been colored by my absence, not improved by it. Instead of that day being about her and her husband coming together about their love, it would have been a staunch reminder of who was missing. And I think about what I would have missed if she hadn't written that note. Okay. I think about seeing my father actually run in the pool in his first lesson after seeing his movement being affected by 21 years of Parkinson's disease. We're throwing it all in there. Whole kitchen sink. I think about the podcast that my mom and I started. We're entrepreneurs and inspirational people from all walks of life about the moments that changed everything for him. I love for them. I love how she is putting in like her checklist of how important all of her everything is. It does sound like her Medium article. Yes, it does. Mm-hmm. The moments of growth, discomfort, and change that lead to happy, successful times that they never thought were possible. Their vulnerability and sharing their stories have then gotten passed on to our listeners who no doubt have used them as inspiration to change their lives, which creates a ripple effect. Oh my gosh, look at all the good she's brought into the world, you guys. Even if Kathy hadn't handed me the note and I eventually developed the courage to leave, it might have been too late. One more time might have been too late. That's why I stayed with him several months later and let him do it again and again, even though we didn't live together and I was completely devoid of having anything tied to him that I could have actually done that, which most women can't do. But sure, Laura, sure. The difference between him being my abuser and my murderer was this. Sorry, said snaps fingers. That's it. That's the difference between life and death for a domestic violence victim. As I stand here today, I can wholeheartedly say I wouldn't be here without that stranger. Remember, in her declaration, she said it was what, like 100 fucking times or something like that? Shut up. I know that at some point in our lives, we've all been in a situation where eavesdropping, interrupting, and intervening could have changed the trajectory of someone's life. We just didn't realize it at the time. Okay. How easy it is it to turn our heads away when we see someone in public in distress? How easy is it to put our headphones in and keep watching the in-flight movie? I wonder what the in-flight movie was. Sorry, I just was wondering. Or bury ourselves in our smartphones, wasting our time airbrushing our appearance to get more meaningless likes. Today, it's easier than ever to be Laura. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. From the top. Today, it's easier than ever to be the main character of our own story. I've never met somebody that is more main character than her, but okay. We can move through the world immersed in our technology, seeing the rest of humanity as just a backdrop for our own story. I've been guilty of that too. It took me years to share my story, but Brené Brown, oh, for fuck's sake, was right. Sorry. I know people love her, but okay. But Brené Brown was right. Once I did, the shame I felt around being a domestic violence victim couldn't survive. I was overwhelmed by the response. As one woman wrote, pure love for a stranger. And another wrote, angels are everywhere. We just need to be listening when they talk to us. Okay. A single note of kindness from a stranger superseded the truly countless acts of violence and menacing words spewed at me by a man I thought I loved. I think about that every day. I think of how quick we are to lose our temper in traffic or to walk past the man on the street in obvious crisis, to ignore trouble brewing down the sidewalk. A lot of it is probably self preservation. We figure we aren't looking for trouble and don't want to invite it. But each time that we see the people around us as members of humanity, not as strangers, we take a step towards restoring hope for others. I mean, I like this message, but it's bullshit coming from her. Just because, yes, I think people should be more caring and helping and all of that, but I don't feel like she's ever done that. So she didn't really learn anything about being a good person from this napkin lady. Because I have yet to see her kindness. I have yet to see your kindness, Laura. I want to see your kindness, but I have yet to see it. Think about it. The single act of courage from Kathy was more powerful than countless acts of violence by a man I thought I loved. I think all the time about the randomness of it all. Anyone could have been placed in that seat in front of me. If she had taken a different flight or sat in a different row, my life would look very different today. If you ever find yourself sitting in a chair like her, I hope you'll have the same courage she did, even if it's uncomfortable, because it really helped me in my court case too. I hope that I have the same courage too. No, she doesn't. It might just save a life, change a life, or begin a life anew. You might feel like you're crazy. You might be way out of your comfort zone. But maybe, just maybe, you'll help that person see the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe you'll end up being the stranger they never knew they needed. Thank you very much. Okay, was that good? Should we start from the top again? I don't know. It just didn't feel like, oh my God, so ridiculous. I've only watched this video once forever ago. Oh, I hate it so much. This doesn't make any sense to me. And here's what also pisses me off specifically about Laura. Mind you, everything I talk about DV and DV survivors is not towards any of them. It's all about her. Okay. Because let's be honest, we know this is all a bunch of fucking bullshit. All right. So anybody else that has experienced it, please do not think I am talking about you. I take this this subject very, very seriously. People die literally every day because of this. But she wants to fucking sit here, promote her connections, promote her podcast, promote Kathy being a nice, courageous person. What is she actually? She likes to call herself a DV survivor. What the fuck has she ever actually done then to help anyone that's come from that? Anybody know? Has she done any speeches? Has she used her parents' powerful connections to do any fundraisers? Because Laura, girl, I just have a microphone. And I just did a 12-hour fundraiser for a victim of yours. You're not going to use your parents' wealthy connections? I don't know, raise money for the cause? Do anything? Get out of here. It's gross. Oh, she rescued dogs. Oh, well, thank fucking God, right? Thank God. No. And that's another reason why I also don't believe. Now, not everybody that survives something needs to go and do something for the community. I mean, everybody has their reasons for that, and that is very much respectable, right? But this all, I'm just a good person. And look, I have this podcast that reaches millions of people and influential people come on and it can make a difference. She never once used that platform to do any good. Literally everything about this is so self-serving and does not seem genuine. It does not seem inspirational at all. It makes me so mad. It makes me so mad because these are also things. Her using her parents' connections to hold a fundraiser for survivors could do a lot of good. Her dad's Rolodex, because you know his ass still has one of those. I mean, of everyone he's ever interviewed, if she would actually just try to do some good, be the good that you keep talking about in this fucking TEDx talk, which if you did, fine. I won't talk about this TEDx talk anymore. But you could have done a lot of good and you chose not to. Instead, you chose to harass men in court with falsehoods, costing over $500,000 to these guys. You got 14 felony charges. All of it just makes me so mad. So mad. Oh, she rescued horses. Well, great. Actually, I think those horses, that property is too small for them. Questions about the horses. The Nobody Told Me Self-Help podcast was almost #1 on Apple, Spotify. I know. Why would she not bring attention to all of this? Huh, Laura? You had no problem going on TEDx? Why not actually do some fucking good? It makes me mad. Did she have that lady on? I don't know. I've never listened to her podcast. I did a whole 2 minutes. I was like, nope, I'm out. I can't do it. If she did, that's wild. Either way, it's very interesting to me. Yes, she got a free DVRO attorney while Mike spent $250,000 on his attorney. Bullshit. Oh my God, which reminds me, because I forgot I had to take it away when we were doing the fundraiser. By the way, that's still on there. His GoFundMe at the top. Oh, fuck. But I believe it's in the description of this video too. By the way, just because we raised a bunch of money, he's still going to need a lot more help and money. She did? Okay. All right, fine. I'll tough it out. But still, did she donate the proceeds to a charity? Just wondering. Just saying. It is gross. It is gross. Abuse for free. Exactly. Hi, Skybell. Happy to see you here. All right. So that was the OG one. I'm just going to read from the YouTube transcript that they also have on the Padlet here. So we heard that one. Let's hear this one. Okay. Music. Do. Applause. Even though nobody's there. But that's okay. Applause. Thank you. All right. December 30th. Oh, wait. She does the opening part really excited. I'm sorry. I forgot. All right. Is my hair okay? Is it big enough? I don't think it's big enough for this. Okay. December 30th, 2016. After months of planning a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Iceland, it's finally here. It's finally time to go on flight 162 San Francisco to Reykjavik. A tall man boards behind you and offers to put your carry-on bag in the overhead bin. You graciously thank him and relax as you settle into seat 21H. You know what I should do? I don't think you guys need to see this. I think I should try to keep along with the OG one. All right, this might be a little tricky. All right. So I have to remember to scroll on both. But I think this is way more interesting. Because you think I can remember what I just read? No. Can't remember what you guys just read. Or I can expect you guys to remember. Comparatively, of course. Okay, no. I need you over here. And you over here. All right. So let me start that again. Now that we have that up there. Right, and select copy attachment. Why do I need to do that though? For what? It's fine. We'll keep going. All right. Where are we at? Okay. December 30th, 2016. After months of planning a once in a lifetime trip to Iceland, it's finally here. It's finally time to go on flight 162, San Francisco to Reykjavik. A tall man boards behind you and offers to put your carry-on bag in the overhead bin. You graciously thank him and relax as you settle into seat 21H. This plane ride should be a time to drift off to sleep and dream about the northern lights, to wonder what it's going to feel like to soak in the blue lagoon, to go dog sledding for the first time. Only you can't because of the noise in the background. Sorry. And no, it's not the roaring of the jet engines. It's the loud voice of the man sitting behind you who helped you with your luggage. Okay. He's speaking to a woman who's incessantly sobbing. He's spewing insults at her, demeaning her. And the more she cries, the harsher they become. Okay. She can barely get out a word to respond to him through her tears. Turn your brain on, he says in a mocking tone, with the laugh followed by, use your words. He changes the subject. He tells her, you haven't accomplished enough for a woman who's in her late 20s. People aren't being honest with you when they compliment you on your work. They're just trying to be nice to you. Oh, look at her putting all this extra shit in there about what he said. Not what is in here. I'm telling you this because I care about you. She keeps crying and he sounds disgusted. Look at you. You've never been my type. You're ugly. If you cared about me, you would want me to find someone I'm attracted to. She composes herself well enough to ask the question you've wondered all along. Then why do you want to be with me? She says. Every time I bring up breaking up, you tell me you don't want to. He responds with, I feel sorry for you. Okay? That's why I'm with you. Because no one else would want to date you. Because I'm a nice person. This seems like a totally different man than the one who put your suitcase away. You glance back just to be sure. Yeah, it's him. Where are we at here? Okay, he hasn't left his seat yet. So we're still, okay. So this whole part here, she put in a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. Where was I at here? Oh. You glance back just to be sure. And yeah, it's him. You brought your sound canceling headphones. Easy solution, you think. You can just tune them out. But even through them, you hear his voice. Don't poke the bear, he warns. You look back and forth. You mean this is how he is when he hasn't been poked? How could he be any worse? You look left. Nope, that's left. Left to see a flight attendant coming down the aisle. You could pull her aside, tell them they're being too loud. You could ask him to be quiet, and that would stop him. But as much as you try to ignore it, your gut tells you that this woman is in danger. But then again, she's also a stranger. So it's none of my business, you think. You try to convince yourself to do nothing, but then you hear it. She asks him, what can I do to fix myself? He thinks for a minute and says, I don't know. Kill yourself. She continues to cry and says, I am so sorry. In a serious tone, he follows up with, if you truly love me, you want me to be happy. And maybe if you're in heaven, you can help me find my soulmate and look down and smile on our wedding day. Oh, this man is sick. Okay, hold on. We've skipped a lot of parts in her original here. Where are we at here? Do. The crying woman was me. I don't know where she put that. Oh, here we are down here. So she skipped the part under the note and moved all of that to the beginning. Okay. Oh, no. I lost my spot. Oh, no. Hold on. Una momento, please. He's a stranger. Okay. This man is sick. There's a napkin under your cocktail and a pen in your purse. You quickly scribble a note, but you can't decide whether or not to give it to her. At least you'll have it down on paper. You wrote, "Dear girlfriend, I know the Lord had me overhear your..." Oh, let's bring up this again. All right, just to make sure it's the same. "I know the Lord had me overhear your conversation to let you know that you are a very beautiful young woman that should have a man that makes you cry with a wonderful laughter, not bullying or you are being abused, and he will never love you like you deserve." Okay, so far it's the same. "I'm very concerned about you, and I'm praying for you." Oh, what? Why does it keep doing this? Is this why you told me to make it full size? Jen's probably just yelling at me in the chat, and I can't see it. Hold on. This is probably 100% my fault. Don't worry. Okay, where are we? Nope, lady. Oh, we're like 3. Okay, 3 minutes in. 3 minutes in, and it's so fucking ridiculous. All right. "I'm very concerned about you, and I'm praying for you. Run from him. Get help and protection. He doesn't care what you think or say or do. He is a very sick man and will make you sick if you stay with him. Please take this to heart and get help fast. You decide to sign your name and write down an email address that you rarely use." Okay, hold on. Let me update this one over here. Okay. Oh, that's when she's alone. Okay. "That you rarely use. Towards the end of the flight, the man leaves his seat to go to the bathroom. This is your chance. You peek through the seats and your heart sinks because you see it. You see her. She has a face now. She's someone's daughter." Oh, that goes up here. That's right. Right up here. Somewhere. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I tried my best. "She has a face now. She's someone's daughter or someone's friend, and she needs help." He looked down at the note. I think she looked down at the note. "What would you do? Would you listen to your heart and pass it to her, thinking that the best case scenario is that it helps her? The worst case scenario is that she chews you out as you get off the plane." Chews you out. Okay. "Or would you let your head get the best of you and fall back on that mindset that has become so conditioned to focus on our problems?" Oh, she took like the whole end of the last one and put it at the beginning. Interesting. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. This woman pisses me off. In case you didn't know that, spoiler alert. The woman sitting in the row behind you would tell you that you're the reason she's not 6 feet underground. Okay, this is the 6 feet underground part. There we go. And that she would thank you for saving her life from the TedX stage. That's probably a mistype there for the transcript. That doesn't make any sense, but okay. "My name..." Oh, now she says her name. She doesn't say her name in the first 3 days of recording, apparently. "My name is Laura Owens, and as you can tell, excuse me, I wasn't the hero in this story. I was a crying woman in C22H. The stranger, Nancy..." Oh, so this is where Nancy comes in. All right, so for the final video, her name is Nancy. Okay, so Karen, Kathy, Nancy. Wonder why she wanted to change her name from Kathy to Nancy. It's an interesting choice. What do you think about that, Jack? What do you think about that? Why are we changing the names? You probably already said in chat. I'm gonna have to go read this whole chat later, by the way, because you guys are the best. But I have you over here right now, so I can make this big. Nancy made the courageous decision to hand me that note. In her mind, she could have easily justified keeping it to herself. She could have just said it was none of her business. But she saw me as an individual, as someone of value. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to share this one instead. That way I don't have to go back and forth because I don't even know where she is in the OG script again. If you want to see the OG script, you can. Here, I'm going to put the link for the Padlet for this in the chat. I meant to do that earlier. I'm going to put it in the chat, and I will put it in the description after we're done here. I don't think I did that already. I'll double check. I'll double check on that. But if you want to read the final script or both of them, the OG script and that and compare, by all means, please do. And like I said, if it's not in the description, I will do it afterwards. It should be. But I might have forgot. Normally, I had to do it because normally Buffy does it, but she obviously is busy. So I'm sure I made a mistake somewhere. All right, where was I? I'm sorry. Let me start over there. Let's start from the top, guys. No, I'm just kidding. But she saw me as an individual, as someone of value, as a person that somebody cared about. And she made it her business in this brief period of time. Nancy saw him for who he was, for how I couldn't see him. I felt like I was on a roller coaster ride. We had a fairy tale start, and then it came down fast. So according to this whole story, she has this OG script she does for 3 days. The 4th day, she comes in with a brand new script, and she doesn't need another 3 days to read it? Wow. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Where was I? We had a fairy tale start, and then it came down fast. It seemed like overnight, his charm and compliments turned to criticism, his comments becoming more and more menacing. Also, another thing we've learned from Laura Owens is that every accusation is a confession. So, until finally, the verbal abuse became physical. The first thing he did once we landed in Iceland and got to the hotel was ask me to pick a number, not knowing why I picked 40. Oh boy. He said that was how many times he was going to slap me, and he did. And then he choked me. Remember, in her declaration, it says, slapped her butt. It was very weird. I know, we had to read it like 3 times. And it was awkward and weird. Okay. I will not forget reading that. Interesting that she left that part out, though. He did. And then he choked me. The less oxygen I breathed in, the more he smiled. And for the first time in months, he praised me. Oh, no, she does say it in here. I totally mind wiped viewing this out of my brain. Good girl, he said. Oh. My mind flashed on the note. He was truly sick, and I was in danger. I begged him to stop, and he stormed off. I thought he'd left the room. So this happens in Iceland, apparently, which I believe this incident was actually a few months later in her timeline of stories, but whatever. I thought he'd left the room, so I went to my backpack, and I reread the note. I had no idea that he was standing behind me. He told me to hand him the note. He said, I knew she was listening all along. She doesn't know what she's talking about. I think it's supposed to be he. I know he was listening all along. He doesn't know what he's talking about. His face was red with anger, and a vein popped out on his forehead. He tore up the note, figured it would never be brought up again. But luckily, I'd taken a picture. What are the odds, guys? She took a picture. The original one is gone, and she took a picture. Oh my goodness. Oh. Even with all of the drama we made. Oh, I'm sorry. Even with all of the drama, we made it to dinner. He abruptly left right before the check came. He said he needed to go shoot footage for his Instagram and told me not to go find him, he said. He didn't want to be seen in photos or videos with me because it would hurt his chances of becoming Insta famous, which was a big goal for him. Says the person making a TedX talk, but okay. He thought that if he appeared to be alone, he would appear single, and that would get him a lot of female followers. My heart was broken, and I had no sense of direction, both literally and figuratively. I mean, truly, I had no service, and I was lost. I asked two people, a whole two people, guys, two people, apparently the only two people available at midnight on New Year's Eve in Reykjavik, for help finding my way back to the hotel. But they didn't speak English, so I asked no more than two people. Okay. Sure. I bet at the dinner place you went to, somebody there spoke English, but okay. I stumbled the streets of Reykjavik, and the highest heels I owned, and a sleeveless dress that was so inappropriate as you could get for the snowstorm I was in. Well, also, where the fuck is your jacket? You could have stepped outside and realized how cold it is. Shut up. Shut up. Doesn't make any sense. Right? Why didn't you? Because nobody speaks English apparently in Iceland. Because, she's dumb. You want to call Mike dumb? This is how dumb you are. Laura, this is why Steve called you a dumbass. People in other countries, particularly Europe, speak multiple languages, including English. Like a lot of them do. It's not just a few, a lot. And they have English speakers come into their country all the time. So I'm pretty sure you aren't just stranded in Reykjavik, of all places, one of the few big town cities, I suppose. It's the capital, right? I'm pretty sure the capital of Iceland is Reykjavik. So you're telling me the capital of a country, nobody spoke English to help you. And I'm pretty sure that the word for dumbass in Icelandic is probably dumbass. Because if this was true, everybody was looking at her like, hello, what are you doing? Like, you're going to die. What is happening? Shut up. 98% speak English. I believe that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Exactly. Who's the dumb one now, Laura? You want to sit there and say, oh, Mike, well, he's dumb. Okay. Okay. Sorry. That was as inappropriate as you could get for the snowstorm I was in. The fireworks went off at midnight, and I could hear people in the distance cheering. I could feel their excitement about the idea of a new year, new hopes, new dreams, new goals. And then there was me, looking worse than ever after crying for the better part of 24 hours. Oh, okay. Or what? Are you just calling the people in Iceland dicks for not noticing you, trying to help you in your story about kindness of strangers? You're basically saying there's only one nice person in all of this, and that's now Nancy on the plane. Everyone else in Iceland are fucking dicks, apparently. Whatever. There's no way. No way. I slipped into an alley. I was numb from the blanket of hopelessness and unworthiness I felt. It could be hypothermia. It's probably hypothermia, babe. That's what happens where it's cold and it snows. The only wish I had for the year was to redo my life and become a different person since my boyfriend had convinced me I was a failure and I couldn't fix myself, but that wasn't going to happen. The last thing I wanted to do was die, but he had convinced me that there wasn't a place for me on earth. He said that he didn't want to end our relationship, but I couldn't understand why he didn't want to when he treated me like he hated me. He said that okay, good. I still have plenty of time here. He said that I brought it out of him, that it was my fault that he'd never been violent before he met me, that I was responsible for his transformation from the all-American boy to American Psycho. You know she didn't write that. But the thing is that I had no idea what I'd done wrong. I was the same person I was when he met me. I was giving, I was kind, I was loyal, I was supportive. I looked the same. All of the qualities he said he liked so much about me hadn't changed. I was so confused and I felt so alone. I know I couldn't tell my family and friends what had been going on. I didn't even think they would believe me after our first date. I had probably told them that I now believed in love at first sight. I told them that I thought he was the one. Ugh. And after seeing us together, they agreed. Even when the relationship started to go south, he still acted like he adored me in public. He only abused me in private, and he had convinced me that I was the problem. But as much as I tried, I couldn't figure out what my problem was. As I sat in that alley like a dumbass, just lost in my thoughts, my mind flashed to the note from a stranger that I'd been handed on the plane. Oh my God. My fingers felt numb, but I was able to unlock my phone and open the photos of it for the first time. So she's saying this is outside. Okay. Yes, she's still outside. I felt like maybe I wasn't crazy. Maybe Nancy saw something in him that I didn't. Maybe I needed to take a step back and try to look at our relationship from the perspective of an outsider, from that of a stranger. You know what? I think I know where she got the name Nancy. She clearly went home on the night of night 3, was watching Stranger Things as she was rewriting this whole thing. She was like, strange kindness of a stranger, Stranger Things, Nancy. Okay, we're going with Nancy. I don't know that to be true, but of how it looked to the world instead of how it felt to me, I weakly stood up and wobbled back to the hotel. When I got to the room, he was livid. Probably because you were a dumbass. Where the fuck you been? It's a snowstorm, biatch, and you're in freaking high heels and short sleeves for an hour. He was probably livid because you were being fucking dramatic and crazy pants. Maybe it was because he had had too many drinks. Or maybe his Instagram post hadn't gotten the attention he thought it would. Or maybe he was upset because he didn't know where I was. And for a few hours, he'd lost his power over me. No, I think the fact, if he was upset at all, if this really did happen, it's because you fucked off in a foreign country. You didn't know where you were and was probably concerned, because who wouldn't be, regardless? Ugh. Nancy is short for Karen? Like, are you serious? Is that real? That doesn't make any sense. It's like people named Margaret, they call Peggy, and I'm like, how did they even get there? I don't know. Your name. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're being stupid. Oh, okay, never mind. Sorry. Well, that's true. short for Margaret is Peggy. Make it make sense. I don't know. People have weird nicknames for things. All right, where was I here? Okay. Maybe he was upset because he didn't know where I was. And for a few hours, he'd lost his power over me. I hoped he was mad because he realized that I'd taken Nancy's note to heart and that I was now on to him. Did she say he ripped it up already? I don't think she did. Okay. Not surprisingly, the rest of the trip was a nightmare. Oh, yeah, that's right, because she got slapped 40 times or something. It was impossible to enjoy the beautiful surroundings when I knew that once we got back to the hotel room, I would be abused. I thought constantly about Nancy's note, even after we left Iceland and got back to the United States. Every time he said or did something awful to me, I took it less and less personally. I was finally able to admit to myself that she was right. He was never going to love me like I deserved. I knew that after what he'd done to me, he could never be the one. But I didn't know how to leave towards the end of our relationship. He attempted to suffocate me. I remember exactly where I was when I felt almost all of my spirit, my soul, all of my fight dissipate. The feeling of his hand on top of a pillow on top of my face, pressing all of his weight, more than twice mine, into me in an effort to silence me once and for all. I blacked out, but I woke up. I was a different person when my eyes opened. I tried to leave, and he wouldn't have it. He was following me around my neighborhood. He was banging on my door at night, telling me that he knew I was home when I didn't answer the door. So I had to do something that I never thought I'd do. I called a DV group, not a hotline, but okay, and I asked for help within minutes. I would probably promote the hotline if you really want to hear it. This is how easy it is, Laura. I probably should have done this a while ago. But here you go. Look how easy it is to do that. You know, for other people who might be in your situation. You can call the domestic violence hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE 7233 or text START to 88788. But sure. Okay. I called a DV group and I asked for help. Within minutes, I was connected with a wonderful woman on the phone, another kind stranger who said that I was safe. She said that she believed me and that I wasn't alone. She said that one day I wouldn't be embarrassed to call myself a domestic violence victim, and that I would be proud to call myself a domestic violence survivor. That woman connected me with more kind strangers who owed me nothing. By the way, in her story, just want to point this out, all the kind people are Americans. Nobody in fucking Iceland. Just saying, just pointing that out. Just pointing that out. Where are we here? A huge part of saving my life. They helped me get a restraining order against my ex-boyfriend, which I still have today. And guess who wrote a witness statement for me? Nancy. She was stunned that I reached out to her, but she was happy to help in any way she could. Stranger after stranger after stranger. Kindness after kindness after kindness. This was the kind of world that I wanted to live in. I look where people just believe you and don't look further into your stories. Okay, sure. Sure. I look back now and I wonder what life would have been like for my family and friends if he'd succeeded in taking mine. Nothing would have been better for them, as he'd convinced me they would be my sister. They would be. My sister told me that I would be the maid of honor at her wedding. When we were teenagers, long before she met the love of her life, she found him and got married this year. And I cried more than anyone else at the ceremony because I was so happy to be there, to be alive. Shut up. To be with her before my sister walked down the aisle. She said she couldn't imagine anyone else standing by her side on her big day. I said, I'm only here because of Nancy. She said, because of a little note. And I think about what I would have missed if she hadn't written that note. I think about seeing my father actually run in the pool in his first swimming lesson after seeing his movement be so affected by Parkinson's disease for 21 years. My mom and I had endless conversations about my relationship. Girl, we know. And it's weird. It's real, real weird. And how Nancy's kindness had saved me. That was the catalyst for the podcast we started together, where people who inspire us talk about their moments of growth, discomfort, and change that led to happy, successful times that they never thought were possible. And after nearly 450 interviews, no way, is that true? 450 interviews? Then how do they repeat an episode so much? Okay. I've learned that most people say there was one person who changed everything for them. Their stranger, their Nancy. I've often wondered if I would have developed the courage to leave on my own and realize that even if I did, it would have been too late. One more time might have been too late. The difference between him being my abuser and my murderer was this. That's it. One more second of his fingers pressing on my neck. One more second without air, and I wouldn't be here. For the first time in my life, I had a seizure. Oh boy, of course. Notice how this wasn't in her OG version. I don't think so. Was it? I don't know. Then 2, then 3, my body was run down. It couldn't take any more abuse from him. I know I'm only standing here because a stranger told me I didn't deserve it. I know that at some point in our lives, we've all been in a situation where eavesdropping, interrupting, and intervening things we were told to never do could have changed the trajectory of someone's life. We just don't realize it. And I do believe that to be true. I very, very much do believe that to be true. Not for her, but just in general, as a general concept. I agree. Could have changed the trajectory of someone's life. We just don't realize it at the time. How easy it is to turn our heads away when we see someone in public in distress, to pretend that we have more important things to do than simply acknowledge their existence, to bury ourselves in our smartphones, wasting our time airbrushing our appearance to get more meaningless likes today. She really does bring up her appearance a lot and social media a lot and how important it is to everybody, but like her apparently. So, and we all know that she loves airbrushing things a lot, if you want to call them that. That's the polite way, I guess, of calling fraudulent documents, but okay. To get more meaningless likes. Today, it's easier than ever to be the main character of our own story. Sure is, Laura. We can move through the world immersed in our technology, seeing the rest of humanity as just a backdrop for our own story. I'm the first to admit that I'm guilty of that, of thinking that I could take control of the narrative of my life by writing an Instagram caption. Well, you did it with I am the anonymous woman, so you couldn't control that narrative, could you? No, no, no. Where was I? I was, for example, I was living the perfect life. I posted this throwback to Iceland shortly after arriving in the US, which got comments and likes. So jealous and looks amazing. Now here's where I was when I actually posted it. In the hospital, which by the way, we know no. It's a big old no. And I had a particularly rough night. Can you imagine the reaction of my friends would have had if I posted my reality instead of the one I portrayed online? If I said I need help, I've been in an abusive relationship, I need to figure out how to get myself out of it. And I want to know that one day I'll feel like my old self again. What I really needed was to find the courage to leave him and to find myself. Think of what our friends would think. Shut up. One, you don't have any friends, but two, come on. You may not want to tell the people on the internet what's going on with you, but I needed love and support, not followers. She's not that kind of girl, guys. Not followers and likes. Maybe if I'd been honest, I could have helped someone. Still could, I guess. Maybe someone would have seen that post and I could have been someone's stranger. That's kind of what doing this would be, Laura. Just, it would kind of be like that. I wish I'd been more courageous, like Nancy. So life ambled on, and I continued to portray myself as having it all together, as someone who had never experienced anything difficult in life before. You don't fucking say, Laura. It's very obvious. We all know. For a long time, it seemed easy. Then one day, it didn't. The most traumatic chapter of my life was the most private. If I didn't tell the story for myself, I owed it to Nancy, not other, DV survivors. No, Nancy. Maybe people would be nicer to each other if they realized the power that their actions have. I didn't need to post a sad story about being a domestic violence victim. I needed to tell people that I was a survivor because of a stranger. But I needed to find the courage to do so. And so, of course, I logged into Pinterest, as one does, to search for Laura, you are so ridiculous. How'd this bitch get a TED Talks? What do I need to do to get a TED Talks? Oh my God. So, of course, I logged into Pinterest to search for inspirational quotes, as one does, by my icon, Brené Brown. Oh gosh. Okay. All right. It was like she was speaking to me. I got chills when I read it. When we denied the story, it defines us. When we own the story, we can write a brave new ending that night. I told my story on Facebook, but don't worry, it wasn't for likes or comments or anything like that. I was done pretending to be perfect, and I decided that anyone who would look at me as weak for telling it didn't deserve to be a part of my life. I was overwhelmed by the response in a positive way. As one woman wrote, "Pure love for a stranger," and another wrote, "Angels are everywhere. We just need to be listening when they talk to us." They just need to be listening when they talk to us. Each time that we see the people around us as members of humanity, not as strangers, we take a step towards restoring hope for others. We become links in a chain of kindness. I didn't know what at the time, but the purpose of my trip to Iceland wasn't to save my relationship with my ex-boyfriend like I thought it was. The purpose was to get Nancy's note and to share with you the life-saving power of kindness. Why else would I have been sitting behind her on flight 162 on December 30th? What if I'd picked the same flight the day before, the day after? I thought that the day of the flight was one of the loneliest in my life, but I was so wrong. It was the day that changed the entire trajectory of my life. Maybe it was the day she realized, if the napkin story did in fact happen, maybe she was like, "Oh my God, what do you mean I could play a victim? What do you mean?" It led to the most fulfilling, meaningful friendships based on vulnerability and kindness. It led to deeper relationships with people I love, and I've gotten to have experiences I never would have gotten to have if I'd stayed with him. Okay. All because of a brave note from a stranger. If you ever find yourself sitting in a chair like her, I hope you'll have the same courage she did even if it's uncomfortable to take a step outside your comfort zone and say something when your gut tells you something's off. It just might save a life, change a life, or begin a life anew. You might feel like you're crazy and it might be way out of your comfort zone, but maybe, just maybe, you'll help that person see the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe you'll end up being the stranger they never knew they needed. Thank you. Oh, bleh, bleh. I hate that she uses those words. I really, really do. Because like being kind is very important. And she is truly one of the least kind people I have come across on the internet based on evidence at court and her internet behavior. Like, all right, sorry. I'm back to you guys now. I don't know where all my things went. They're all over my windows right now. But we did it. Yes, hand out barf bags, everybody. Probably should have made those earlier today. Again, she had the opportunity to really she clearly knows what it means to be a good person. And yet, I have yet to see evidence of that from her ever, ever. All I've seen is spite and vengefulness and nastiness. I mean, I can't even imagine doing all of the things that we've seen that she's done. Now, I know that a lot of people are working on getting this TEDx taken down. It's a whole thing. I probably should have figured out what all we needed to do to make that happen today. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I see why I see why you gave me that link. Thank you, Jen. Sorry, I got distracted by Discord. I will definitely go to do that when I put it in the description. Like I said, you can read those scripts on the Padlet there for all the best research. You can read and compare. I'll probably reread it and compare again. It is interesting how much she then took from her OG script, which was, and then really like blew up the theatrics. Maybe she was coached to do that, right? Maybe, hey, we need a little bit more dialogue of what was said. But even then, like she remembered. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. Thank you, Lady in Gray, for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you so much for your kindness and support. Jack says the moral of the TEDx was be kind. Yeah, delivered shortly before she met Clayton, where she was anything other than kind. Literally anything other than kind to anybody. I've never seen it where I'm like, oh, because I do like to try to find the good in people, and I will give credit where credit's due. Some people don't like that, but that's okay. I mean, I give credit where credit's due to Jingris sometimes. I'm like, yeah, I agree. And that's fine. You can do all that. I've yet to see anything that makes me feel like she was just being a nice, kind, generous person. I don't know. It doesn't really seem like it to me. So I really don't like that story at all. I don't like that story for Mike. It makes me very mad that it's still up for him, even though she doesn't say his name. It is known, and it needs to be taken. Clearly, this is all Laura has to hang on to. And I don't want her to have that anymore. She doesn't deserve it. She hasn't earned it. It's not even true. And I want it gone. So I don't know what we have to do to make it happen. I did hear there are some things in works, but I don't know what that means though. So I don't even want to talk about that. Anyway, so we saw some more outtakes of her today. It did not help at all in making me believe her version of the events. Not even close. Then we read her OG script again. No, it just doesn't feel genuine, Laura. And maybe it's because it's definitely not. It's definitely not. Also, you're not that great of a storyteller. Also, Do your research on Iceland. Actually, I think she needs to send the people of Iceland an apology, acting like they couldn't do nothing to help her. I hear they are very nice and lovely people. Well, friends, that is where I'm going to leave off with this today. Now, tomorrow, I will be picking up right where we left off with the Owens v. Eckerd case. We're at like May 15th in the timeline, or I'm sorry, no, May 22nd is where we'll start the timeline. And you guys know what? You have been waiting months. Months. How many months has it been? This is June. We started this timeline in February, January, February. Guess what next week is, you guys? You finally get to see me and Buffy watch the paternity trial, which we've never watched before. Neither one of us have seen it. So that day will be next week. So you don't want to miss that. I know you all have been waiting. It's probably what, like two to three episodes away from that. So it'll be like at the end of next week, Thursday or Friday, probably. But we have just a few more things we need to read before we get to the trial to see what it could have been that I heard it wasn't. So I can't wait for it too. I feel like there's going to be a lot of really good screen captures of our faces to use on future thumbnails from that. I'm sure. And also, everybody, please give a big thanks to Susan Woods. I mean, she's the one who sat there all day for 4 days and then was kind enough to share this, the outtakes with people. She took the time to go through all of that. And I appreciate that so very much. I think because she's like, is this important? I mean, I think it's important because it shows kind of what was going on possibly in her head. I don't know. Jack, you can tell us all about it in a few days or whenever you're free again. He'll have better words for it than me, but I think it does. It helps in the defense of Mike. So plus, I mean, hello. No, we just all got to do this again. Look how big it makes my hair. Oh my gosh. It's very humid today. I should probably straighten my hair for tomorrow. Yes, Susan and her husband deserve all the trophies and medals. I'm just a girl with a microphone. I'm just a girl with a microphone. But yes, so thank you guys for being with me today. I believe Omar is not on yet, right? What time is that? That should be coming up soon, or it's now. I don't know. I'll be in the chat for sure because I never get to watch Omar live because usually he's too late for me. And so I never get to watch him live. I have to watch him on Replay Crew, and I get to be live in his chat. And I'm so excited about it. I'm such a nerd. Don't tell him. Don't tell him I'm such a nerd. Anyway, you all have a great rest of the day. I will see the rest of you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on the True Crime and Wine Time channel. Oh, thank you. My hair is beautiful. Thank you. All right, friends. Until next time, yes, keep Buffy in your thoughts and prayers. She's getting hit by this tropical storm. They are okay. She checks in constantly. Don't worry. We make everybody check in on our team. We take weather very seriously. So, all right, friends, until next time, as I always say, go forth and be amazing. All right. Bye, friends.